Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Katie Aloy Knight and we have an incredible lineup just for you. Hint, today is all about keeping you safe and entertained. Stay with us, we'll be right back after the news.
We are imploring members of the public to only purchase from reputable shops, meat shops, supermarkets. Look for the signs of rotten carcasses, meats, poultry, whenever you're purchasing. Do the smell test. Smell test never loses. Look on the coloration of these meats to ensure that you're consuming inspected meats that were slaughtered in a government registered slaughterhouse and inspected by the public health inspectors.
Don't let stolen, spoiled, or contaminated meats enter your kitchen or the food chain.
Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan and this is your JS News for Friday, December 5, 2025. Jamaica is moving ever closer to its aspiration of being considered one of the major global logistics hubs. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says major investments such as the recent procurement of 2 new ship-to-shore STS cranes at Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited, KFTL, are helping to realize that goal.
Every dollar of investment here is about improving the efficiency of our port as a processing hub for moving goods in containers. The cranes help us to be even further in business by actually being this hub where shippers will choose to have their containers offloaded and reloaded.
The 2 new state-of-the-art super cranes, which are able to process the large post-Panamax vessels, arrived on the island in October. They were officially commissioned into service by Prime Minister Holness on Wednesday after a rigorous certification process to guarantee peak performance, safety and operational optimization. During the commissioning ceremony, Dr. Holness stressed that despite the impacts of Hurricane Melissa, Jamaica's logistics sector remained strong. He reaffirmed government's commitment to facilitating Jamaica's push to become a logistics hub and reiterated plans for a major investment to expand the port.
Melissa would have struck us a blow, but it has given us an opportunity. An opportunity to make the investments that will not just recover what was destroyed, but to reconstruct in the recovery process a better facility, a more resilient facility with even greater capacity. So we will use the opportunity that Melissa has brought us to expand and finance the expansion of our port, but in a resilient way.
The Jamaica Customs Agency JCA has announced a temporary waiver of import permits for a wide range of medical and personal care items. The measure is designed to accelerate hurricane relief operations and significantly reduce clearance times at the ports. CEO and Commissioner of Customs Dr. Velma Ricketts Walker made the announcement during a recent virtual town hall hosted by the Embassy of Jamaica in Washington, D.C. She revealed that the Ministry of Health and Wellness had waived the import permits until March 31, 2026. It applies to over-the-counter medication, personal care items, sanitizers, disinfectants, first aid kits, and water purification tablets. Dr. Ricketts Walker says removing the permit requirement has already reduced processing times for relief shipments, particularly those carrying medical and hygiene essentials from groups and individuals. Still on health, the country now has on record 71 suspected, probable or confirmed cases of leptospirosis after the passage of Hurricane Melissa. Of that number, 26 are confirmed cases, and regrettably, there have been 12 deaths, of which 7 were confirmed as leptospirosis related. The Ministry of Health and Wellness provided the update in a press statement yesterday. It says interventions to manage the disease continue across the island, with special attention being given to St. James, St. Anne and St. Elizabeth, which have the highest number of suspected or confirmed cases. The public is reminded that leptospirosis is preventable, treatable, and survivable if detected early and taken seriously. The advisory is to wear protective gear during cleanup, avoid flood water, secure food and water supplies, and keep the environment clean. The Health Ministry is also reporting that there are no other communicable diseases that are of concern currently, with dengue and influenza remaining below the threshold and below the normal numbers for this time of year. The Ministry of Agriculture will be providing 500,000 sweet potato slips through the Bodles Research Station to boost production across agri-parks. Portfolio Minister Floyd Green says this is part of government's broader plans to rebuild key crops and ramp up recovery efforts in the sector after the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa. He adds that the ministry has begun procuring water tanks, gravity drip kits, pumps and drip lines to ensure more reliable access to irrigation during the recovery period.
Additionally, I'm pleased to announce that of the $3 billion that have been earmarked by the Ministry of Finance, $800 million has been allocated for emergency work to our farm road network. Our farm roads suffered tremendous damage, and again, we all understand, if our farmers can't reach to the farms, if they can't get out their produce to the market, then we have another challenge.
Minister Green gave the update during a recent post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House. He revealed that as part of support to the livestock sector, the ministry had already procured 100,000 broiler chicks and feed, with distribution beginning this week to farmers capable of scaling up quickly. Specialized relief programs are also being tailored for pig, cattle and small ruminant farmers, including 9,000 bags of animal feed to help restart production. In a bid to restore educational stability for students on the western side of the island, YCAT's Mobile Resource Center has launched the YCAT's Mobile Classroom. The program is an emergency literacy and numeracy initiative that is already transforming the lives of children most affected by the hurricane. On Monday, our team caught up with the founder, Stacey Robinson, in Black River, St. Elizabeth. Ms. Robinson, who is a literacy coach, says the program arose out of the literacy needs of children.
When we came into the community and saw that need, we said, all right, how can we get a unit here and to be able to address the need? Because these kids, Black River Primary and the other schools, are all severely damaged and they won't be going to school for a very long time. That would be a lot of learning loss. YCAT's Mobile Classroom is here to prevent that learning loss.
Ms. Robinson says changes are already being witnessed in the students since the program began 2 weeks ago.
But one of the big things I'm seeing coming out of this program is the emotional support that the students need. A hug. Right? Some of them holding on to my leg. Even this morning, I could barely stand because I had 2 kids on me going, and I'm like, oh my God, they just needed someone to reassure them that we care about them. So yes, a lot of support has been going to give to the parents, but then sometimes we forget about the kids and how this hurricane has impacted them.
And finally, the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development has completed rehabilitation works on 2 apartment buildings at the Torrington Park Housing Scheme in South St. Andrew. The project, valued at $58 million, was completed on November 21 of this year in response to concerns regarding deteriorating staircases, structural vibrations, and water intrusion. It included reconstruction of the collapsed staircase, full rehabilitation of deteriorated roof sections, painting, plumbing works, and installation of a garbage skip. Senior Director of the Technical Services, Projects and Housing Branch in the Ministry, Kinson Case, says the rehabilitation works will ensure long-term safety and durability of the structure. The Torrington Park Housing Scheme was constructed in the mid-1980s on land formerly occupied by Eventide Home. The rehabilitation project forms part of the Ministry's ongoing efforts to address aging infrastructure across the island and improve living conditions in government-owned housing complexes. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's now talk about something really important: making sure our food is safe to eat, especially after a major weather event like a storm. If the wind settles and the flood waters recede after a hurricane, the danger isn't over, especially when it comes to what we eat. Contaminated food can trigger serious illnesses, making food safety a top priority in the aftermath of any storm.
Food safety is a critical issue, a critical public health issue after a hurricane because of widespread disruption. Floodwaters normally contains contaminants such as sewage, agricultural runoff, industrial chemicals. These can all infiltrate our food, our homes, all our food storage facilities. So it is really important at this time to ensure that all our food establishments or our food storage areas are safe, are prevented from floodwaters, because floodwater is highly contaminant and there is no safe method of decontaminating foods that have been exposed. The first one, think about is microbial contamination. Floodwaters normally contain fecal matter with pathogens that of course can seep into the food and packaging. Yes, and even if our food establishments are completely submerged by floodwater, even the cans and the packaging items can be destroyed. Secondly, chemical contamination. Floodwaters may contain pesticides, fuel residues, and heavy metals. Of course, these can also contaminate food. And another thing that we need to take into consideration, some of these contaminants, they are not easily detectable. It is not only toxic, but also difficult, and you have to use laboratory settings for them to really prove that these contaminants exist. So it is really important that when you're in doubt, there's a saying that when you're in doubt, throw it out. Thirdly, toxin formation. When foods lack refrigeration, the ability for toxin to form, well, it creates that atmosphere for toxin formation. And some of these toxins are odorless and tasteless. All of these foods that are left in unsafe temperature and exposed to floodwaters must be discarded. After a power outage, foods begin to spoil 2 to 4 hours right after. Very quickly. And we must remember that refrigeration temperatures are basically 4 degrees Celsius for perishable foods, cold foods, and below. For hot foods is 63 degrees Celsius and above. So if these temperature zones are basically missed or abused, then the chances of the food become unsafe is likely. So in a sense like this, we need to discard all foods that have been in the danger zone, which is from 4 to 60 degrees Celsius for over 4 hours. And of course, cooked foods that are hot, that are in the temperature danger zone for over 2 hours should also be discarded. One of the safest ways to check these food items to ensure that they are maintained in their correct temperature is by the use of a thermometer. Again, meat, dairies, or perishable foods must be stored at 4 degrees Celsius or lower. However, in certain instances where a thermometer is not available, again, we have to rely on sensory cues. There's a couple of warning signs. For example, if the food has an offensive odor, normally it has a rotten odor or sour odor, or if it is slimy to the touch, or if it is showing signs of discoloration. So these are some of the signs that we know that food is spoiled and need to be discarded. However, as I said before, there are some pathogens that do not show any visible or detectable signs. So they are odorless and tasteless. So again, when we are in doubt, we have to throw it out. After a hurricane, canned foods that are intact and are not submerged under floodwaters are safe. However, if the can is swollen, dented, rusted, then that is an indication of compromised seal or bacterial activity, and those cans must be discarded.
In the days following a storm, simple precautions can prevent illness and save lives. Maintaining a fire-safe home must be a primary focus, and the Jamaica Fire Brigade is prepared to share a few fire-smart technologies that you can use for ensuring this is accomplished effectively. Please take a look.
The Jamaica Fire Brigade, JFB, is urging the public to invest in fire-smart technology. As technology advances, there is an increased emphasis on how individuals can utilize these innovations to create safer environments. Employing technology in fire safety not only enhances security, but also significantly reduces the risk of human error.
It allows for functions such as automated equipment monitoring for electrical and other faults to be automated. So it can man your electrical outlet, and it can tell you when there's a spike in the energy or an increase in your voltage, and it can shut the system down if it detects the power is above what is required, and that can prevent fire from occurring. It reduces the need for human intervention, which facilitate by the approaches of the uses of digital technology. I reduce the life exposure to unsafe conditions.
The brigade also recommends integrating fire safety systems into existing home security setups at an affordable cost.
It's something that we want to encourage people to do, because when you look at the value of what you have in your homes, spending less than 50 or less than $100 to protect that value makes sense. When you have that fridge in your house that you pay over $700,000 for, you have that TV that you spend over $100,000 for, you have your stove and all of these things. When you have these things in your house, you can protect them. Most of these smoke detectors that you can use in your home cost less than $15 per one, and we're talking about smoke detectors which have testing capabilities.
Here are some fire smart systems to consider. 1. Smart fire extinguishers.
And you might be saying, how can a fire extinguisher be smart? The fire extinguishers that they're making these days, which are smart, if you remove the fire extinguisher from the stand, it automatically triggers the fire alarm system.
2. Smart outlet.
Devices that you must run 24 hours at your home, we recommend that you get them connected to a smart outlet. What the smart outlet does, it allows you to be able to turn off the outlet remotely. So if something happens and you need to turn that outlet off, you can just go on your phone and you can turn the outlet off.
3. Smart home hub and assistance.
So what we're saying, most of the first aid firefighting appliances that we're talking about now, you can connect them to your smart hub. So if you have a camera system and you connect it to Alexa, Siri, Google Home, the one hub can monitor these, because the way they make them, they are compatible with the major hubs that you have. So you can have one means of monitoring these smart devices, so you don't have to be going into different apps.
4. Smart fire alarm system.
These systems offer advanced fire detection capabilities, integrating smoke, heat, gas sensors with real-time monitoring. They can send alerts to building managers. So if you're running a commercial complex, you can tie these to your security company who manage or who monitor your premises for alert.
By investing in these technologies, individuals and businesses can significantly enhance their fire safety measures and protect their valuable assets. Don't forget, though, that in the event of a fire, it is crucial to contact emergency services immediately at 112 or 119.
Are you looking to work overseas? Our next feature will provide all the essential information on how you can access job opportunities in the United States and Canada through the government's Overseas Work Program.
Dad, where are you going?
Going to get a better life for us.
For thousands of Jamaicans, this exchange captures the bittersweet reality of leaving home to work on farms overseas. And behind every journey lies a carefully regulated system run by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, designed to ensure that opportunities abroad are safe, legitimate, and structured. Through government-authorized programs, Jamaicans can access work in Canada and the United States of America, with streams in agriculture and hospitality. In the US, these fall under the H-2A program for agriculture and H-2B for hospitality jobs, providing structured pathways for those seeking to earn abroad while gaining experience and skills. In Canada, applicants can participate in the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program SAWP, which falls under the W1 category for agricultural employment.
So once those persons are identified, they go through a preliminary process of assessment to see if they are first eligible. And to be eligible, you have to meet certain criteria. You have to be between the ages of 21 and 45. You have to be a Jamaican national. You have to be literate and numerate. You have to be fit physically. You have to have the ability to do the work that will be required of you. This is also a big part of the assessment in terms now, in recent times, of your psychometric capacity.
From there, ministry experts and liaison officers meet candidates one-on-one, assessing readiness, fitness, and technical knowledge to determine their readiness for the program.
Do you know about farming, which is another one of the criteria? Do you have any experience in this area? To tick off the boxes of your fitness, whether it is physically or mentally, to do the job. Again, that moves through that process, and then you go to another stage. If you are selected at that stage, you move on.
Those who fall short are not left behind. Under the No One Left Behind policy, individuals may receive Heart NSTA Trust training, literacy support, or rehabilitation grants to start small businesses at home, ensuring everyone has a second chance. An important point to stress, there is no fee to apply, and recruitments are not done through social media.
Because of the widespan reach of social media and the ease for persons to just create pages, many persons have created pages with my image, with other persons who are connected to the program, their image, and have given the impression that we are recruiting through social media. That will never be done, and that is not done by the Ministry of Labour. So once you see that, you know immediately you should be on alert. There's a preliminary training for all persons who have been selected. We work with our partners in the US and Canada to see how we can expedite and facilitate their application for visa. Our liaison service starts here with the team here at East Street, facilitating their travel, giving them whatever support for medical evaluation and anything else that is needed in terms of placement at the different farms. And they go from A to Z in terms of support along the entire chain, the entire journey that takes them from their home to East Street, to the airport, to Canada or to the US. Our liaison officers will then take charge to the whole experience that they have, the lived experience, wherever they are placed.
While the agriculture stream remains the most recognized, the hospitality stream is growing, offering jobs in hotels, housekeeping, and culinary services, particularly opening doors for women. But unlike farm work, hospitality placement requires certification, often through the Heart NSTA Trust and industry experience. At its core, the Overseas Employment Program is about more than earning foreign wages.
The Overseas Program has provided significant opportunity for thousands of Jamaicans. You have 16,000 Jamaicans over there between the US and Canada, and significant financial gain for individuals who can use that to support their children going to school, to support the building of their homes, development in their own community, and to come back home. The goal is for you to go over, get work, make money, and help Jamaica.
It is about mobility, empowerment, and building bridges between opportunity abroad and progress at home. Each suitcase that leaves Jamaica carries a dream, and more often than not, it returns with a brighter future. For more information, please contact the Ministry of Labour and Social Security at 876-676-5694. Email prunit@mlss.gov.jm or visit their website at www.mlss.gov.jm.
Christmas is here. Well, almost. We know this is usually the season to shop till we drop. But many families are still recovering after recent weather events and may need to use their funds to rebuild and replace essentials. Others, unaffected, have tapped into their charitable spirit and are helping our neighbors with relief efforts. But we know most will still want to capture the Christmas vibes. So while you create your holiday shopping list, here are a few tips to keep in mind. 1. Prioritize essentials. Replace critical household items damaged during Hurricane Melissa before spending on non-essentials. 2. Set a realistic budget. With recovery costs still high, create a strict spending limit and stick to it. 3. Shop local. Support small businesses that are rebuilding. Many are offering special deals. 4. Look for sales and relief discounts. Check for post-hurricane and holiday specials and compare prices before you buy. And last but not least, plan ahead. Make a shopping list and avoid last-minute purchases to reduce stress and prevent overspending. That's where we wrap up today's program. I hope you've been informed, inspired, and uplifted. Join us again tomorrow for another engaging edition of Jamaica Magazine right here on this station. If you missed any part of today's show, you can catch the recap and more stories on JIS.gov.jm. I'm Katie Aloy Knight. Thanks for watching, and as always, walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.